Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about Ramos, the Arcanist Master. I got a special request from one of the folks that watch my videos to show a quick tactic with Ramos or Lady Justice. And so today we're going to be using Ramos as the example. And I'm going to use these models as a stand-in. I'm going to use my flesh construct and my two nurses as stand-in models, and I'll tell you what they are when we get there. Sorry I haven't been posting any videos. I had actually already had this video done, edited, and was posting on YouTube. But for some reason, every time that I get it on there, at about 65%, it just slows down to a complete halt, and it won't even post. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this ugly mess started, and let's see what we can do here. Now, keep in mind, I haven't done anything to my Fate deck. Now, I have shuffled it before I turned the camera on, and it is completely out of order. And so, the reason why I'm doing this is I want to show everybody that, you know, what would I do in a scenario to where I don't even know what I'm gonna get. You know, I may get lucky, I may not. But if I get lucky, you guys are going to be able to see this tactic. I call this tactic the swarm because your sole purpose with Ramos is to get out a ton of arachnid swarms. Keep him hidden behind cover so nobody can get to him or see him. Keep him as far back as you can. And then just summon arachnids so you can destroy your opponent the closer he gets to you. So without further ado, this is how it's going to work. You're going to draw your 6 cards. There's the 6. Now let's go ahead and take a look at my hand real quick. 13 of tomes, 10 of tomes, 2 rams, 5 of ravens, 12 of mask, and the 6 of rams. This is a decent hand, okay? I think I'm going to be able to get these spells off, depending on my luck with the Fate deck, but I believe I'm going to be able to get this spell off, you know, multiple turns in a row. So my flesh construct is going to act as Ramos. This is Ramos, and these guys are going to be my arachnid swarms and whatever else I want them to be. So the first thing that you're going to want to do with Ramos, you're going to want to cast Salvage Under Fire. It's located right here in your rulebook. Go ahead and look it up. Salvage Under Fire. You use both of your action points and you gain a scrap point, or a scrap counter. We're going to use these bamboo skewers as scrap counters because I don't have any made. So boom. Ramos now has a scrap counter on his first activation, his first point. He's also a casting expert, so you can still cast his 0 cast spells, and you can cast 1 spell. Specifically 1 spell. He can't move, he can't do anything else, but he can still cast these 2 spells that you need to get off. So the first thing that we're going to want to try to do is cast his 0 cast, which is Construct Spider. Okay? It's a 0 cast spell, requires a decently high amount. I believe you need like an 8 or higher to get it, and you also need a tome. So let's go ahead and do the flip and see what happens. Got a 10 of rams. It's going to be enough for me to get the spell off, but unfortunately I'm going to be needing a tome. In this case, you would make the decision, do you want to use a soul stone and see if you have a book underneath the next card, or do you want to cheat Fate? In this case, I'm going to go ahead and cheat Fate because I don't know what my next card is and I want to play it safe. I want to make sure that we get this spell off. So I'm cheating Fate, replacing the 10 of rams with my 10 of tomes, and that allows me to get the spell Construct Spider off with 18 and a tome. I discard a scrap counter within 6 inches of Ramos, and then all of a sudden, boom, you have your arachnid swarm. We're going to use this guy, this nurse, as the arachnid swarm. So first activation, first spell that you actually cast, you get it off, okay? The next step is you're going to want to summon something else he has. It's an electrical creation. I like to look at this thing as like a ticking time bomb, okay? It's going to eventually kill itself, which is why you want to summon it and send it towards your opponent's master and its crew so it can do as much damage as it possibly can before you have to resummon it again. So let's get rid of these first cards that we just used for summoning the arachnid. And let's go ahead and try to cast Electrical Creation. Now, Electrical Creation is a 1 action point casting cost, but the only reason why we can get it off is because he's a casting expert and gets that +1 casting spell. Remember that the one that we just did was a 0 cast, and you could do that once per turn. So let's go ahead and try to cast Electrical Creation. This one's a little easier to cast, but let's see what we get. Oh, I got a 12 of Tomes, okay? And luckily for me, to get the spell off, all I really needed was a 7 of Tomes. So the spell goes off, and I don't even have to cheat Fate, I don't have to do anything. And because the spell goes off, my Electrical Creation is summoned, okay? Now basically this is the end of the tactic. You can see, if you do this every turn, save for obviously summoning this guy, since you can never have more than one of them. However, you can see that after you're done on the first turn summoning this Arachnid, you have Ramos, and then you have the Electrical Creation. What you're going to do is send your Electrical Creation off to go attack your opponent. And then you're going to be sitting back here with your spiders. And so next turn, just a quick view into the future of what you're going to be doing, is you're going to sit there and constantly cast Construct Spider. So real quick, let's go ahead and do this again. Let's go ahead and pretend that this is another spider, okay? And we're going to take the Electrical Creation. Forget that the Electrical Creation was this model. It's off over there killing somebody else, and we're going to use it as another Arachnid Swarm to show you what I'm talking about. Turn 2, you're going to use the same thing, Salvage Under Fire. Get yourself your scrap counter real fast, and you're going to attempt to cast the Arachnid Swarm. Try to get as many out as you can before you have to fight. So we're casting Arachnid Swarm. You're going to need a Construct Spider, You're going to need at least a 16 in Tome, so we're going to go ahead and do our flip. The 5 of Rams. Definitely not enough to get this spell off, so we're going to cheat Fate using the 13 of Tomes that was in your hand, and bing bada boom. By the second turn, you've discarded your scrap counter, and you already have 2 swarms in addition to whatever else you brought with you in your Soul Stone cache. Okay, so this is basically the tactic, more or less, guys. It's very, very, very simple, very easy, and effective. Very effective with Ramos. Okay, and like I said, I apologize for this being a rushed video, not one that is one of my favorites or the best, but like I said before, this video has already been done 2 or 3 times, but YouTube is just not letting me, for some reason, it's not letting me upload it. Either way, thank you guys for watching the video, and if you guys have any other questions or want me to talk about another character, some other tactics, whatever you have in mind, leave a comment, subscribe, send me a message, whatever you got, and then I'll go ahead and make a video about it. This is Colt Gaming, and you guys have a good one.